Well, good afternoon and welcome to this special episode of Truly Live. Today is Monday, May the 9th, 2022. And yes, we are on live on Monday night. What a special deal. So we'll be right back and we will be live.
Lasting find a way to escape all the pressure I feel growing inside of me, because I'm far away from you, knowing that you are my source. So I gotta find my way back to you, Lord. I've gotta find my way back to you, Lord. I've gotta find my way back to you, Lord. Gotta find my way back to you, Lord. I've gotta find my way back to you, Lord. I've gotta find my way. Darkly, I see no light in front of me. Come to the conclusion that you are the eyes that see past all confusion to a place called sanity. You take my hand, I'm free. Lord, I've gotta find my way back to you, Lord. I've gotta find my way back to you, Lord. Gotta find my way back to you, Lord. I've gotta find my way back to you, Lord. I've gotta find my way back to you, Lord. I've gotta find my way back to you, Lord. I've gotta find my way back to you, Lord. Gotta find my way back to you, Lord. I've gotta find my way back to you, Lord. I've gotta find my way. Lord, you said you'd never leave me, nor forsake me, and in all my ways to acknowledge you, and then you'll direct my path if I would keep my mind on you. You said you will keep me, you'll keep me, please keep me, please keep me, Lord. I've gotta find my way back to you, Lord. Gotta find my way back to you, Lord. I've gotta find my way back to you, Lord. I've gotta find my way back to you, Lord. I've gotta find my way back to you, Lord. I've gotta find my way back to you, Lord. Gotta find my way back to you, Lord. I've gotta
Truly, the real you loves you. 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 Truly. Truly. The real you love you.
Yeah, no. All right. Good afternoon, and welcome to this Monday night edition of the NFL football.
Don't even.
welcome, welcome,
And it's
everyone.
actually evening.
Yes, well,
But it
good.
may be morning and
It may be
afternoon
morning,
somewhere
it
else.
could be
So,
afternoon.
hello,
It's always
hello, everyone.
time somewhere. Well, hello, everyone, and welcome to
We're not in the.
this.
I'm not all the way in the
Well, you
picture.
got to slide over, baby.
Well, I can't.
Just to be close to you, girl.
For a minute, baby.
For a minute, baby.
For the sugar, sugar.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
All right, I haven't seen him all day, guys. He's been playing golf,
She hasn't
so
seen
it's
me.
time to play.
She has not seen me all day long. Why?
He's been playing. Oh, okay. Here
I'm,
we go.
I'm gonna show you why she hadn't seen me. This is why she hasn't seen me. Boom. That's why my baby didn't see me today because I was out in the gym.
Oh, oh.
I was at the gym.
That's like you used to tell the kids, I'm going to go work out.
Yeah, it's that I was at the golf gym. Well, good evening and welcome everyone to this special Monday night edition of Truly Live with your co-host Oliver and Yolanda Blue, and we are so excited to be here on this 9th day of May in the year of 2022.
I'm very proud of you because earlier you said March.
Okay, well, things just keep kind of running together. But we're so happy to be here tonight, and this is a little different. We're normally on Friday nights. However, this past Friday night, Mother Nature came through with a storm and knocked out the internet.
So we had connectivity issues, and what
And
we didn't realize was that there was a tornado that touched down
5 miles from us.
4 miles.
4 miles from us, yes. But we are here tonight live and in color, and we're so happy that we're able to once again be in these digital communities, sharing what we call transformation with a powerful people.
Yes.
And so we also, since tonight is somewhat different, I made an executive decision, and we're also have piped in our Facebook channel.
Oh.
And so those that are out there on Facebook, um, you normally don't see us live anymore because we're exclusively on YouTube, but we decided to share tonight.
Well, how about getting those comments over here to me?
Well, I got them right here.
Yeah, let's do that.
And
Juice?
yeah, I got plenty.
Because I
juice.
can do it here.
I got plenty of juice.
Okay.
Yes. So welcome, welcome, welcome. And as we get started tonight, we'd like to welcome all those that are viewing with us, maybe for the first time. Maybe this is your first time dialing into Truly Live. And but we are what you call the dynamic duo of a project kid and a farm girl. And when you put that combination together, what you get is Truly Live. And so I am so excited to be next to my wife of 31 plus years. And we are proud parents and grandparents. In fact, we have a birthday coming up this week. Well, in a couple days, in a few days. And so we're going to be celebrating birthday this week. And then in about a week and a half, we're going to be celebrating another birthday. Not going to share with you who that birthday would be. So mine has already come and gone. So that only leaves. All right. And so we are honored to be here and to share with you our relationships because we have some great relationships with some phenomenal people. And if you didn't know, we are certified transformational coaches and conference speakers, and we're spiritual teachers, and we do multiple other things in life. And we're also the co-founders of Truly OB, which is a principle-centered personal development company where our primary service is personal and group organizational coaching, and where we help you gain clarity on your true identity or our true identity, which we call the real.
The real
We
you.
call the real you, and so we share
I'm going to move.
timeless. We share timeless content as my wife moves out of her chair. We also share universal principles on this platform. Universal principles basically mean that we share laws that govern the universe, and these laws are universal, meaning that they are not a respecter of person, but they're only a respecter of those who act upon them. And we also share transformational practices, meaning we provide you with what we call transformational practices that will help you gain uh, results that you desire in your life. And we also provide community access with others who are committed to experiencing a deeper and more meaningful life. And so we also share our decade of experience from what our journey together. In other words, we talk about ourselves. And last but not least, we are a dance loving, fun loving couple. And we just love life, and we just love to lean into joy and laughter, which is a great way to um, stay grounded during those challenging moments in life.
And we sing to each other
And we
too.
sing to each other. We pat on one another,
Okay, now.
and
All right.
we just enjoy life. We love one another.
Yes.
Yes, and that's because we love ourselves.
Yes.
There you go.
Yes.
And with that, Yolanda might share a few things with you about why we do this. Why do we invest so much time in sharing with others? Why do we do that?
We want others to know that their life has deep meaning and good purpose. And we help them to consider and pursue the results that matter to them so that they live a focused life with purposed attention. Our passion is to help those who remain outside, unknowing, unawakened, and in need of a witness to the truth that is true always. We love sharing a powerful message with a powerful people.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. And if you didn't know it, you can hear it from us tonight. You are a powerful
A powerful
people.
people.
Yes. And so, with that said, we're going to move into one of our first segments of our show. We always like to start out everything that we do in the spirit of gratitude, and we do that because it sets the mood, it sets the tone, it
Yes.
sets the environment, it sets the vibration by which we will have this experience in this next hour. And we invite you to um, share with us something that maybe you are happy and grateful about in this very moment, because it is we have found that it is through gratitude that we tap into all the power that there is in the universe, and we align ourselves with all the goodness that is in life through gratitude. It is an attitude in which we operate in. And so, um, what do you have to share today in terms of what are you grateful for? What are you happy about?
Well, I am happy and grateful for all of the tremendous blessings that we experience on a daily basis.
Yes.
Um, yeah, I don't take any of that for granted. I mean, I drove back from my dad's house on Friday and left because they were saying that the weather was getting bad, and it was dreadful driving. I couldn't see the car's lights in front of me. And at one point, the wind was so high, I thought it was going to flip the cars. So I'm grateful for that. I mean, had I not listened, I would have actually been driving, and I would have been coming into Mebane when the tornado touched down. Um, all of the reports that I had heard didn't say anything about there being tornadoes down in Mebane. It was
Right.
kind of all around us, which is why I went ahead and left. But so I'm happy and grateful for those tremendous blessings. I'm happy and grateful for the wonderful fellowship that we got to have with your mom and my mom in love,
Yes.
and with all the other mothers as we were down celebrating with your family on yesterday.
Yes. And coming off this Mother's Day weekend, there's a lot of the population that has a little extra pep in their step.
Yes,
You good over there?
I'm good.
Yeah, a lot of the population has a little extra pep in their step today because of a lot of us got to spend time with family, spend time with mothers, those that are still with us, and even those that mothers have gone on. At least there was a time of devotion and honoring those mothers in our lives that play such an important role
And those people who function in the role
of a
as
mother.
mother,
Absolutely.
who do the
Yeah.
encouraging, the supporting, the nurturing, the loving,
Absolutely.
and the caring, whether they have physically birthed children or not. So for everyone who expresses love and reaches out to all those who are in need or
Yes.
in need of a little encouragement,
Yes.
we honor and salute you.
Absolutely. To wear the hood of a mother is to be one that serves, one that nurtures, one that cares, and one that sees the ultimate potential in another. And
Yes.
so, to wear that hood is to function in those roles. So,
Yes.
all of us, all of you that function in that role, in those roles, you are a part of the
And
motherhood.
we say thank you and we
And
celebrate you. So we hope that you all had wonderful days and experienced, got to create some new wonderful memories. And we hope that
absolutely,
you were celebrated because you certainly have earned it.
absolutely, absolutely. And I'm so grateful because I got to spend part of the day with my mother, and I am so happy and grateful for the role that she continued to play in my life. She's my example.
Yes.
And I know mother's probably on here tonight. She always have a front row seat when we're on live. And Mama, I honor you all the days of my life.
Love you
And love you
dearly. Love you
dearly.
deeply.
Yes,
Yes.
yes. Thank you for
Appreciate you so
who
much.
you are.
And I have to, so well, I'm going to wait. I'll do that when we do the special acknowledgments.
Oh,
I'll do that
absolutely.
later. Okay.
All right. And speaking of special acknowledgments, always start out by acknowledging those that are consistent supporters of us
Yes.
and of the show. And so tonight we always um, like to acknowledge our patrons. Um, we have a group
There's
of
a group
patrons
of,
that are
yeah.
very consistent and very loyal, and they are growing.
And they partner with us
Yes,
as we put together information that
absolutely,
we believe that is going to be helpful in helping
absolutely.
in making certain that we move into and live and express our best selves.
Absolutely. So we acknowledge all of our patrons
Yes.
out there. Also, this is an ongoing acknowledgement. We would like to uh, acknowledge the people of Ukraine and all others who are still impacted by the events in their country. And this is ongoing, as all of us know. And here at Truly Live, we continue to hold a space uh, whereby we believe that there is a peaceful solution to all of this, and that we're believing that peaceful solution uh, is imminent. And so
Yes.
we hold those people, that country, and all other countries, because the whole world's been impacted, and so we hold all humanity up for peace,
Yes.
and because that is what we all desire.
Yes.
Um, we would like to also congratulate all the 2022 college graduates.
Yes.
Their traditionally during Mother's Day weekend, most of the colleges have their
A
graduation.
number of them do,
A number of
and they
them
will
do.
be doing that for the next few weeks.
Yes, and so we like to congratulate all the
Congratulations.
graduates,
Yes.
all the undergraduates, all the
Graduate students,
graduate
the
students,
postdoctoral students,
postdoctoral, those who
all
receive
of
their
them.
doctorate degrees, masters, whatever. We salute you. We honor you for completing the task. You set a goal and you completed it, and you are to be recognized for that. And also, we would like to acknowledge all the mothers. Okay, we've already
We
done
did
that.
that once. That's
Yeah.
what I was trying to show you.
Yeah, you sure was trying to show me. All
Bless
right.
your
I'm looking at
heart.
Friday notes.
Bless your heart.
Yes. Um, but also like to send birthday wishes to all those who are celebrating a birthday during the month of May.
Well, we're going to do just this week because, well, that's what we did. That's what we did
True.
in April. We were doing
right.
each week.
Right,
So we're going to
right.
do
For those who
each
celebrating
week. Yeah,
birthdays this
don't be
week
changing it up just because it's my birthday month.
and last week, because
That's
May
right,
came
we
in
did.
last week, and so those who have already celebrated a birthday and those that will celebrate a birthday this week, we say
happy
birthday and celebrate yourself like it's 1999.
That's right. That's right. That's right.
And we're going to be celebrating a birthday in a couple of weeks in the Blue household. We'll tell you all about it shortly. And it goes without saying, we like to always recognize our parents. My mother and Yolanda's dad. She called my mother Mom Blue. I call her Dad Papa. And we thank them for making it possible for Yolanda and I to be here sharing this unique expression in the world. And we salute you too.
Yes.
Job well done.
Special shout out to another mother and my sister in love, Barbara, who and Chester, who hosted us
Yes.
on yesterday. The food was delicious.
Food was delicious.
That girl can cook.
Their
And she's
hospitality,
incredibly gracious.
their hospitality is always over the top.
So
Thank you,
Barbara,
Barbara.
thank you so much. It was beautiful, delicious.
Yes, yes. Thank you so much.
We want to say hi to Ronald Gibson, who is watching. Hello, Ronald. Thank you for joining.
Oh, that's my
us.
cousin.
That's
What's
your
up, cousin Ron? Cuzzo, what's going on? And thank you for peeping in on us tonight. And we're just here spending a little time in our digital community, sharing
Glad
a little.
you're here with us, Ronald. Friday
Yes.
night is generally when we're on,
Right.
but because of the weather and the serious connectivity issues we rescheduled for tonight.
Yes. Yes. Now we're going to move to our next segment, which we call our inspiration and encouragement. And each week we look out into the ether and find a quote that is appropriate and kind of help to open the door to the lesson that we're going to teach tonight. And so we have looked into one of our most useful resources. And the quote tonight comes from A Course in Miracles. And I think Yolanda going to read that for us.
Sure.
So what is our quote tonight? And first, before we go there, just like to acknowledge Virginia Carter and Brenda.
Yes.
That just joined us. They just got from the supper table.
Yes. So glad you guys are with us.
So glad you are with us here on this special night. And thank you and for sending us love from the great country, our neighbor from Canada.
Our northern neighbor.
Our northern neighbors. Thank you so much.
Canada.
Yes. Thank you so much.
Ronald, I don't know if you watch normally or not, but we like engagement here. So please write something in the chat. If you feel so inspired, we'd love to be able to interact with you.
Engage, yes. All right.
All right. So tonight's inspirational quote is, "The Course does not aim at teaching the meaning of love." By the way, our topic continues we're continuing the topic of love.
We're
Okay.
continuing. That's right.
So the course does not aim at teaching the meaning of love, for that is beyond what can be taught. It does aim, however, at removing the blocks to the awareness of love's presence, which is your natural inheritance. That's in the introduction of the text part of the book.
Yes. So thank you so much, Yolanda, for that quote. And that is a great segue into our uh, Truly Life lesson tonight, which again, we're on a journey here. And this is week 3 where we've stayed and continue to focus on the idea or the reality of love. And like the quote says here, is that love is something that is beyond description, or love is cannot be defined. In a sense, is what it's saying, and in the Course in Miracles, it said that is not the aim of the course to teach the meaning of love. It said, but for that is beyond what can be taught.
Yes.
Love is so what endless and all encompassing that how can you define it? Words are not adequate. And so, but it also goes on to say that, but the aim is, however, to remove all of the blocks, all of the distractions, all of the things that get in our way that keep us from being aware that love is always present,
Yes.
always present, all the time. Love is everywhere present. There's not a time or place where love is not present. But love is an idea beyond time, and it's an idea beyond space. It's a timeless idea. And so even the sacred writings tells us that even the supreme being is love. It's, the scripture says that God is love. So
Yes.
love and that which created all things is synonymous. And so, uh, but as we have this human experience, we know that there are times in our life where we don't feel like love is present,
That's right.
or we don't even feel loved, or we don't even love ourselves.
But we talk here a lot about the seed and how everything that is in the seed is what is needed for that seed to become whatever it is.
Absolutely.
And so the same way, I'm a farm girl, so the same way that we never plant corn seeds and expect to harvest tobacco. Um, you know, every seed reproduces after its own kind. So if we are created by love, then love is what we are.
Right. Because creation in its purest definition has to do with basically an extension. What is extends itself. So whatever is creating, all that is within the nature of that which is creating goes into its creation.
Yes.
And so humanity, we are the highest level of creation uh, in all of reality. We're the highest level of creation. And so by virtue of our creator, we can honestly say that it is in our nature. Here it says, in that quote, it says, which is our natural inheritance, because it's in our nature. Love is a part of who we are. It is the
Yes.
very core and very essence of our true identity. It's in our DNA, I guess you might say. It is like you. I mean, you're a science major, and when you talk about the nature of a thing, I mean, like, that's. I mean, how do you kind of break that down? What is the nature of a thing? Like, what is the nature of a particular plant or a particular animal, or what is the nature of a particular chemical? I mean,
So-
you're a
Yeah,
chemist.
but when you're talking about that, you're talking about the components that comprise what the thing is. And right now we're talking about mankind. And so And we understand that there are times that, as you've said before, that we don't believe that love is present, especially because there are times that we don't see ourselves behaving as though we are love. So we know that we have that experience, but what we share here is that we are not our experiences. I mean, our experiences are just that. They're the experiences that we have chosen to have. And those experiences never ever change who we are.
So when you say experiences, you're talking about everything that we, everything that we,
All the events
all the events of
that
our
occur
life from
in
the
our life.
from the time that we're born up until this present moment, everything that we have engaged in, from a level of thought, from a level of physical interaction, relationships,
from a level of thought that leads to action.
action, relationships, all the activities of our life. What Yolanda is saying there is that none of that really changes the nature of who
It
we
does
are.
not change the nature of who we are.
Those are just our experiences, and those are our experiences based on our decision
Yes.
to what, to identify ourselves and to interact with certain things.
Yes.
All those things are the result of decisions that we make to investigate something, or to investigate a person. We become interested in people. We become interested in places and things. And so we choose those people, places, and things that we're going to interact with, which are called activities. But none of those activities define who we are. Or none of those activities change the nature.
It does not change the nature
of who we are.
Of who we are. Now, I know some of you are already saying, I can hear.
Can you
know,
hear?
some of you,
What are they saying?
But I don't always choose those activities. And there are times when we do not choose the activities.
Absolutely.
There are times when there are other people that are, or other circumstances that come in, and that, that's not something that we actively chose. However, our part in that is that we do choose how we react or respond,
right,
in that situation. So
Right.
we still have an active
Right.
part.
right.
In
Because
the outcome.
because we have personal experiences that are directly of our choosing. But then humanity as a whole,
Yes.
a collective, I mean, we're as a whole, we are a species of people. And as a whole, we make sometimes collective decisions
That's right.
about this planet, the place that we live. And all of us become affected by those collected decisions.
Yes.
Decisions that were even made prior to our own birth affects us now.
Yes.
Some in a good way, and some in what we would say was not, maybe not such a good way.
Well, whether it's good or bad, we're the ones who have established. We're the ones that put the label on whether it's good or it's bad.
Right.
It is whatever we say that it is, and it can be that all of it works together for our good.
Yeah.
Barbara is watching. Hello, Barbara.
Hello, my sister. My sister Barbara is watching. Hey, Barbara, thank you for tuning in tonight. And but we've been on this subject of love for the last 3 weeks, and then and we said a few things. I just want to repeat. We said that love is something that really cannot be defined. That love is an essential part of our nature. It's a part of our DNA. It's a part of who we are. And so that means if it's a part of us, regardless of what we think, or how we feel, or what someone else's opinion is, it doesn't change the nature of who we are.
That's right.
I mean, I've heard it say that you can put lipstick on a pig,
Oh my!
but it's still a what?
It's still
a pig. You can't change the nature of a pig just by putting lipstick on it, right?
That's right.
And so just by someone having a different opinion about who we truly are, that is contrary to our nature, doesn't change our nature.
No.
And so what we find in this world that has been around for thousands and thousands of years is that there are opinions out here. There have been opinions that have been built not on the truth. of our nature, but have been built on their own experience. And so all of those opinions that are contrary to our nature become a part of our what we call our society or our culture. And so we're all kind of labeled in a way based on someone else's opinion. But it does not, even that does not change. Even the majority, if the majority of people have an opinion about who we are as a species or who you are as an individual, even if a majority has a different opinion about you that is contrary to your nature, which is love, it doesn't change your nature.
It doesn't change. It does not change
Yeah.
who we
Right.
who we are. Never changes.
Right. And so last week we gave you a little.
So part of what we're going to do here at Truly Live is we're going to help. We're going to assist. We're going to all be going through this thing where we are constantly expanding our awareness
Expanding
as to
the
who we truly are.
Yes.
So that we begin to actually function and live and experience in the love that we are.
In the love that we are, because believe me, it starts there.
And the really neat thing about it is once we understand who we are, then we actually begin to interact with other people for who they really are too.
Before who
because
they really
it's
are.
not just that I am love. It's just that it is all of us who have been created. We are all created from that same source. And if that source is love, then that means that who we are is love.
Yes. And we said that that to truly know yourself, which is so important. I mean, you don't really get off first base until you truly know yourself. You don't really get to experience yourself until you truly know yourself. So we said to truly know yourself is to know yourself is love.
Yes.
That is who we really are. And love can be intimately known and experienced when it is shared outside ourselves. And love is everywhere present. So these are just some points that we have made in previous broadcasts. But tonight we're going to turn the focus a little more specific tonight. We want to talk about self-love and the idea of self-love. Because remember that the inspirational quote we said that love can't be defined, but it is our goal, and it's the goal of most spiritual teachings to help us to remove the blocks, remove those things that blind us to the awareness of love's presence, that love is always present. So there are things that get in the way of our awareness that love is always present.
Well, there are things that compete.
Yes.
Because if when we are aware that that's what's happening, then it doesn't get in the way.
Yeah. So we know that, even from, our own experience, Yolanda and I have been working with people our entire marriage life. We've been working with others and helping people to work through some of the challenges that they have had in their own personal life, in their relationships. And we can honestly say for 31 plus years, we have I guess we say we have a doctor's degree or master's degree.
Oh.
And working with people in the sense that what we have found, especially as we've gotten into coaching in our coaching practice, is that the idea of self-love is one of the leading blocks in a person's life or in a life of a relationship that keeps people from having a life of happiness and fulfillment.
Yes.
Self-love. In other words, when we say self-love, it's just what it says, to love yourself. Mm-hmm. The biblical guru called Jesus, he said that really, he said it this way. He said that there's really only one law that we are to adhere to. Out of all of the laws that were, historical, all the rules and regulations that were put on the people of his day when he showed up, in order for the people to make themselves right with each other and right in their relationships and right before the creator. And I mean, it was so many you couldn't even count them.
Yes.
But Jesus said he lumped all of them into one law. He said there's only one law. And he said that is the love. See, he started out to love the Lord God with all your heart, mind, and soul and strength. And he said the second part of this is just greater, even greater than the first part. He said, and to love your what?
Your
And to
brother
love your brother or to love your neighbor
as
as you love yourself.
as yourself.
And so the question is, how can you love your neighbor if you don't what?
Love
If you
yourself.
don't love yourself, if you don't have self-love, it's impossible. So everything really starts with self-love.
What that really boils down to is to be aware of who we
It's
really are, who
it
we
goes
truly
back to the
are.
question of
Yeah.
awareness. It goes back to uh, the reality of, are you conscious? And we all are conscious. We're all conscious beings. But what are we conscious of? Are we conscious of a self that we made in our own image,
Mhm.
in our own image, based on our experiences, based on our conditioning? You know, or are we conscious of this one self that our Creator made, that is love? Because, like Yolanda said, every seed produces after its own kind. So, if love is what created us, then love is what we are.
Mhm. That's right.
And um, so it really again comes down to, how do you love yourself, or how do you love your neighbor? It has to start with loving yourself,
Mhm.
and the loving yourself comes through the knowledge of knowing that you are love.
Yes.
It comes through the knowledge. Grace and peace is multiplied through the knowledge. What
Mhm.
knowledge? The knowledge that what? We are love. That is who we are. That is what we are. And
And that's what can guide us because when we know that we are loved, then we can conduct ourselves, behave ourselves in a way where we are lovable and we are loving.
yes, and it is foundational to our very being. It's foundational to our very existence. It is foundational to our happiness, our joy, and our peace.
Yes.
We have to start there. So regardless of where we find ourselves in life, at age 5 or age 10 or 20, 30, 40, 50, even if you're 80 years old and have not experienced yourself as love, it only means that there is an awareness. There are still blocks to the awareness that love is always present. And that means that you are always present because you
Well, the
are
reason the
love.
love is always present is because you are love.
You are love. Absolutely. And so again, it is foundational. Self-love is foundational to
Mhm.
all lasting relationships.
Yes.
Not only what we would call intimate relationships, but you're talking about family relationships. You're talking about relationships
Your
among
interpersonal relationships.
interpersonal
So
relationships.
business relationships, acquaintances, neighbors. I mean, all
Absolutely,
interactions.
absolutely.
Yeah.
And so we find ourselves in this world where the foundation of the interactions between individuals, groups, organizations, nations, states, uh, different, persuasions. The basis for those relationships is not love. And if it's not love, then what is it? What's the basis of it? It has to be
Yes.
fear.
Yes.
It would have to be fear. But we understand that what when we allow love to perfect us, it casts out all fear. It removes all fear.
And that word in that statement that you made about allowing it to perfect us, you're only talking about it allowing us allowing it to mature
It's allowing it,
us.
like, right. Love,
Yeah.
love matures because love is full. Love doesn't.
Well, love
It
expands. It's
expands.
not
Right.
constrictive. Yeah.
It's not constrictive, and all of its uh, unlimited potential is already there.
Yes.
And as we mature or allow love to mature us, In other words, bring us into uh, a certainty of who
Mhm.
we are, knowing our identity as love. As we experience that, as we share that and extend that to others, that is how we mature in it, by what? By extending it. Because love in its nature is designed to be what? It's designed to be extended, or it's designed to be what? Given away. Love gives. God so loved the world that he what? That he gave, because that's the nature of love. And so for years, me personally, uh, I thought the critical voice that was in my head was an accurate assessment of who I was. The voice in my head, the critic, that was that basically was developed based on a false uh, identity, based on not the truth, based on my experiences and based on my conditioning. So for many years, I struggled with the knowing of myself. I thought I was something that I was not.
And a lot of that is our own critical self judgment.
Yes.
So
Yes.
whenever we, here's a little heads up. So whenever we find ourselves, or if we're in the presence of someone who is diminishing someone else, that's someone who is actually very critical
Of
of
themselves.
themselves,
Absolutely.
which is why they will constantly
Project it,
be
project it on other.
diminishing and trying to be critical of
Ab-
you. So
absolutely.
that is what we know as a cry for love.
That is a cry
That's
for
a
love,
person who
or call for love.
a call for love. That's a person who does not understand that not only are they loved, but the person that they are diminishing or being incredibly critical of or judging is love as well.
Absolutely. And so this critical voice that we develop in our heads, uh, that in many cases is in different communities called the ego voice.
Yes.
It's our ego. And we know the ego is something that we make up. It's a self that we make. See, we can create a self with a personality, with ambition,
Hmm.
with an idea or a self concept of the self that does not that does not line up with love.
Hmm.
And so we go about uh, creating something that we're not.
Yes.
And you want me to share
Hmm.
that?
Hmm.
And so in that making of the self, which we call the ego, uh, becomes a what? It becomes a substitute of who we really are. It becomes a substitute, but it's not a true identity of who we is. So it's a false self that we create. And anytime we create ourselves with the love not being the foundation of it, fear is the foundation of what we create. And that's why for many years, my own personal experience, I walked in fear because I really didn't know who I was as love. So I made this self. I had this opinion of myself. And all this was formulated by my experiences and activities, and what I saw, what I thought outside of me was something that I wanted to be. And so it was like I was creating this false self, but at the base of it was fear. And in where there's fear, there is a critic. And I would in that we develop a voice that criticizes us and tells us that we're everything but love.
Hmm.
And we come to a point where we believe that that's who we are. And so we show up in the world based on that false identification. And all the time, love is what? Love is present. And so who we really are as love gets masked and layered by our conditionings, by our experiences, by other people's opinions, by what we may see, outside of ourselves as what they label as love. I mean, many of us grew up in this, the last 30, 40 years, where technology has just taken off to where, we got television, we got internet, we got all these sources of information where we're able to look outside of ourselves, right? and kind of say, okay, well, I like to be that, and then we try to make ourselves into something, thinking that if we could be that, uh, or if we could look a certain way, then we will find what joy and happiness in that.
Mm.
Only to be disappointed.
Yeah. So
Only.
instead of embracing our true nature as love, we seek to make a self that uh, seeks for love outside of its own
Outside
nature.
of its own nature. Love is not out there.
Yeah.
Love is who you are.
So when we seek love outside of ourselves, it's evident that we haven't accepted the self that God created.
Yes. And so it's
The creator.
yes.
The,
So it's in the acceptance of what's already present. I mean, it's already present. And once we begin to remove or divest ourselves of all these false ideas that we have had of ourselves, based on conditioning, based on the culture, based on
the
the
experiences.
experiences, once we begin to peel those things back all the way to the core, and what is revealed, once we remove those blocks to the awareness, so what is revealed is that love is present and always have been present. That is who we are. And so somewhere in your life, just like somewhere in my life, there was someone or something that crossed my past to help point me to this reality, to help me turn my focus from outside to looking inward at myself. That's the experience that I had that helped put me on this journey of discovering who I really am.
Because when we don't see ourselves as whole and complete, we see ourselves as needing something else.
Yes.
Something other. And what that is an indication to us is that we're not enough. And that's far from the truth.
Yeah. And so this perception of ourselves, remember, it's a perception, it's not the truth. It's an interpretation of ourselves. It becomes a major block to our happiness, contentment, and fulfillment.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because within love is happiness, fulfillment, and contentment. It's within love.
So this is what is carried into all of the special relationships that we enter into that must be healed if relationships are to be lasting.
So when you say special relationship, give me an example.
A marriage relationship.
A marriage relationship is a special relationship.
A marriage relationship. But it can happen in any type of relationship.
Yes.
When there is someone who operates in a position of higher authority over.
Yes.
So this could be a parent-child, a teacher-student, a boss. A boss or an employee.
Yes.
Any of those relationships where there appears not to be an equality.
Right.
Yeah.
Because in love there is equality.
In love there
and
is.
That's why in relationships there has to be an awareness that equality. There is equality in the sense that here you got two divine beings, and you have to know that both of you are divine, meaning that both of you are timeless and formless being in your true nature, and that both of you are love. And so it is in order to have a lasting relationship, which we've had to find out ourselves, we had to embrace our own self-concept of ourselves individually as love.
Mm-hmm.
I know when we went back 30 years ago when we got married, there was the idea of what, my better half, she's half, I'm the other half. You take two halves and make a whole.
No,
See
no,
that
no.
and that never works.
No, that never works.
Because if that's the case, that means that she's bringing her half and I'm bringing my half.
And how do you ever know that it's a complete half?
And how do you know if it's a
so
complete
you may
half?
come into the relationship thinking that you're a half, and you might only be 15%.
Absolutely.
So then that means that. So all that means is that there is a brokenness from the very beginning.
There's a brokenness from the very beginning, because that will never work.
Yeah.
Only until two people, whether they're married or not married, come to an understanding that they are complete and whole as divine love beings.
Yes.
Only then can there be this sharing, this equal sharing of the fullness of love that they are. And there's not an idea that there's something lacking in either one of us.
That's right.
And so we bring that loving self that we are, not looking for love, but we come to share
Share
in the love that
in
we
the love
are.
that
And
we
that's
already
what
are.
makes lasting relationship. And that only comes through the knowing that we are love itself.
That's that's what makes it. That's what makes
That's
you know
what
when
makes
when you
it.
finally see them, you get to singing to each other because you hadn't
Yeah,
seen each other all day, and so you want to
absolutely.
play a little bit.
Yes, because see, in our relationship, it has matured and it's continuing to mature because we're allowing love to make it what to have its perfect work in our life. In other words, the more we embrace the reality that we are whole and complete individually, and we bring two whole and complete um, expressions together to celebrate one another in its fullness, seeing the full potential in one another
Yes, to honor,
and to
to
honor
honor,
one
to
another.
honor, to honor the creation
Yes,
that's in you
yes,
as being the same creation that is in me.
yes.
Yeah,
Grateful
yeah,
for what's before you.
yeah.
When you get to that level of understanding, that is where you begin to understand that love is truly always present. Why? Because you are always present and you're always extending this love, irregardless of the situation, circumstances, or conditions.
Okay, so I can hear some more comments. I can hear some more chatter. So you and Yolanda don't have disagreements
Oh my
or
goodness. I have to take her to the woodshed maybe once or twice a month.
Oh, I promise you he doesn't take me to the woodshed because if so, you wouldn't see him. I am a farm girl.
Yeah. Oh, by no means now, yes. So yes, I mean we're
but
yeah.
but
Yeah.
truthfully, so when that happens, it is an awareness on our part
Yeah.
that whoever it is that's having the issue is not seeing themselves as
Oh,
love. And so when
absolutely.
that happens, that's when the other person is going to want to express even more love,
Absolutely.
to be even more gentle, to be even more patient.
Yes. Yeah, there's moments in our human experience where we get afraid of love.
Yes.
Where we feel like that we're being unfairly treated, or we feel like there's some scarcity.
And we don't trust the love
Right. And we don't trust the love that we
that
are.
we are.
And
Yeah.
so we get fearful at times. And that's when we see ourselves drift away from uh, being grounded in love in that particular moment. But then again, the more you allow love to have its perfect work in your life, is the more you quickly recognize when you're moving away from the center and you want to get back there because who wants to suffer? Who wants pain?
Yes.
In love, there is no pain, there is no suffering. In love, is complete, again, like we said, complete fulfillment, complete contentment,
There's joy.
and there's joy,
There's happiness.
there's happiness.
There's peace.
There's peace. It's in God.
So if we find ourselves not in peace, not in joy,
Right.
not in happiness,
Right. The course said we have chosen wrongly
We
in
have
that
chosen.
moment. It said, but what we choose, but we don't want to choose wrongly, and so what we choose again.
Yes.
We allow love to choose for us, and we get back what to center, or we get back grounded.
The scripture says to allow love to have its perfect work.
Yes, absolutely.
And that means just its perfect expression in us.
So to summarize this, awareness, we can summarize this by saying awareness and understanding. Our deepest awareness and our deepest understanding comes through the inner work that we must engage in which includes the renewing of our minds, because it is within the mind that believe that it is what not loving is where uh, the separation exists. And so that perfect work is allowing the mind now to come in alignment with our true nature, because the mind left alone, undisciplined, the mind left alone to itself, to try to be this separated self versus this whole shared self. The mind in and of itself will what resist love. It becomes a block itself.
Yeah.
to the awareness of love pregnant. All of you have a mind, and you know when you allow the mind to wander into all kind of avenues, into all kinds of thoughts, and uh, we don't bring the mind back into or remind the mind what is true and what is real, who we are.
Yeah.
Sometimes you have to remind your own mind who you
Yes.
are. No, I'm not that, because the mind will want to think badly
Well,
about yourself
so the
as
thing
well as about what
so the
others.
thing is, I don't say no, you're not that. What I say is I am this.
Yes.
Because that's where the power is.
Yes.
I want to feed my energy into that
Right.
which is what I want.
Right.
So when I have a wayward thought, I don't say, "Oh
Right.
no, 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 that can't happen to me. Oh no, I'm so afraid." No, I say I am protected. Let's say that.
Right.
Let's say that I was thinking that some harm was going to come to me. So I'm going to say I am protected. So I'm going to feed my energy into that which I want. And I'm going to be aware of not feeding my energy into what I don't want.
Right.
Scripture says that we call those things that be not as though they were.
Right.
Why? Because they are.
Right. Because
As
they
it
are.
is in heaven, let it be here on earth.
Absolutely.
And we now understand that heaven is here.
It's here present. It is what love is.
It is what love is. Heaven is here.
So you can have your heaven right here on earth. And
right.
that's the will of God, that it be on earth as it is in heaven.
Mhm.
And even went on to say that nothing can separate us from what? From the love
From
that
the
we
love
are.
that we are.
Nothing, absolutely positively nothing.
Wow.
Not your past, not your perceived future.
Yeah. And not the
Absolutely.
experiences that
And
you've
not
had.
not the experiences that you had. You can start at any moment to choose love only.
Now is always the best
It's
time.
now is the
Now
only
is always
it's the only
perfect
it's
time.
really the only
It's
time.
always the perfect time.
Yeah. So from this moment, at some point we have to make the decision of who we are. We either love or we're not.
Well, listen, we're coming up near the end of our time.
Oh my
So
God, is time gone?
I want to acknowledge some people. Thank you, Pam Glover, for joining us. And Dixie Freeman is
Oh
watching. Hello,
wow.
Dixie.
Hey Dixie. All
Hadn't
right.
heard from you in a while.
Yes.
Love to hear from you guys. Thank you all so much. Some of these people are watching on Facebook, but we are actually we stream on YouTube
Yes.
live on Friday nights. And our YouTube channel is, let's put that up, Oliver. Our YouTube channel is
Yes.
Truly OB. And if you go there, you'll be able to, if you go there and subscribe, then you'll get the notifications whenever we're coming on live. Great. Thank you. And then we want you to like and share so that other people can be made aware of this information.
Absolutely. And if you're watching us tonight on Facebook, or if you're watching us tonight on YouTube and it's Monday night and you probably run across us, it's because we're not normally on Monday. Friday nights is our regular
Friday night at
show.
7.
Friday night at 7.
But the tornado was here in Mebane, and we didn't know that the tornado was here in Mebane. So we were trying to go, and we had some dreadful connectivity issues. So we finally had to, after we tried to reboot and get back on, we finally just had to say, okay, let's do this at another time, because it just wasn't working.
So we just rescheduled it for Monday.
Yeah.
And we just thought we'd treat our Facebook community by being live on Facebook.
So those of you who are with us here on Monday, we want you to come join us on
Friday, only for the next 3 weeks though, because starting in June, we're going to be moving the show from Friday nights to Thursday night. Starting in June.
Okay.
We're going to be moving our talk show
Thank you so much for telling me,
to
sir.
Thursday night.
Thank you so much for telling me, sir.
And you that may be a better night for you.
Okay.
But you can always catch our replays on our YouTube channel.
That's right.
Again, Truly OB. Thank you so much, honey, for sharing
So
tonight.
let's do this. We're so glad that you all have joined us. We like to always end our sessions with a blessing. It's actually the Dalai Lama's loving kindness meditation, but we do this as a prayer. So thank you all for joining us so much here. We bless all of you who've joined with us and those that you hold near and dear in your heart.
So may you be truly happy.
May you live in peace.
May you live in love.
May you know the power of forgiveness.
And may you live in the recognition that your life has deep meaning and good purpose.
That's from the Dalai Lama. And Oliver and I add, may you live in the awareness of who you truly are. We extend this blessing to every being that's on the planet. And so it is.
And so it is. And thank you for joining us. Thank you, Regina, for popping in. Thank you, Pamela, for joining us tonight. Again, we'll be on this Friday night.
Virginia and Brenda, thank you guys for being with
Yes,
us.
Virginia and
Grandma
Brenda.
Blue, we know that
Grandma
you're
Blue.
watching.
And-
Bob and Carol, if you guys are on, thank you so much. We love you. Love you all.
Yes,
dearly.
thank you, Barbara, for popping in. And we'll be
Barbara,
back this
yes.
Friday at 7 p.m. Eastern Time on our YouTube channel for our next episode, episode 41 of Truly Live. And so as you go through the rest of your week, love yourself,
Yes.
because that's what you are. That's who you
Yes.
are. The real you loves you, because the real you is.
Love.
And with that, my name is Oliver.
Thank you. Kelly Swan just popped in.
Oh.
Kelly, watch the replay on YouTube at Truly OB. You can watch the replay.
Yes.
So he's Oliver. I'm Yolanda. And
And
together we are the
we're the OK Blues.